When does DAR issue a Certificate of Land Ownership Award, or CLOA, upon full payment of the farmer beneficiary? CLOA is basis for issuance of OCT, or Original Certificate of Title, or TCT, Transfer Certificate Title. CLOA is indivisible, become indivisible after 1 year from registration with the Registry of Deeds. Cancellation of CLOAs under jurisdiction of the Secretary of DAR. Grounds for cancellation of CLOAs: abandonment of the land, neglect or misuse of the land, failure to pay 3 annual amortizations, misuse or diversion of financial and support services, sale, transfer, conveyance of the right to use the land, and illegal conversion of the land. Beneficiaries. When will rights and obligations of beneficiaries commence? From the receipt of the CLOA and actual physical possession of the land. Obligations of beneficiaries: exercise due diligence in the use, cultivation, and maintenance of the land, including improvements thereon, and pay the LBP 30 annual amortizations with 6% interest per month. Amortization will start 1 year from the date of registration of the CLOA. If actual occupancy is after registration, 1 year PD starts from constructive occupation of the land by beneficiary. Presidential Agrarian Reform Council, or PARC, has power to issue rules and regulations to carry out objectives of the Act. Chair, Vice Chairperson, members must include 6 representatives from the agrarian reform beneficiaries, at least 1 from ICC, at least 1 from duly recognized organization of rural women, or a national organization of agrarian reform beneficiaries with a substantial amount of women members. Presidential Agrarian Reform Coordinating Committee, or PARCOM, coordinates and monitors the implementation of CARP in the province, provides information on the provisions of the CARP, guidelines issued by the PARC, and progress of CARP in the province. Composition of the PARCOM: Chairman, Executive Officer, Representatives. Barangay Agrarian Reform Council, or BARC. BARC may seek legal advice from DAR. Functions of the BARC: those provided under EO 229. In addition to those stated in EO 229, mediate and conciliate between parties involved in an agrarian dispute, including matters related to tenurial and financial arrangement. Assist in the identification of qualified beneficiaries and landowners within the barangay. Attest to the accuracy of the initial parcellary mapping of the beneficiary's tillage. Assist qualified beneficiaries in obtaining credit from lending institutions. Assist in the initial determination of the value of the land. Assist the DAR representatives in the preparation of periodic reports on the CARP implementation for submission to the DAR. Coordinate the delivery of support services to beneficiaries, and perform such other functions as may be assigned by the DAR. DAR has twofold jurisdiction: executive, enforcement and administration of laws; judicial, determination of rights of parties; quasi-judicial, jurisdiction of the DAR. has primary jurisdiction to determine and adjudicate agrarian reform matters. Appellate jurisdiction over orders and decisions of the agrarian reform adjudicators. Quasi-judicial powers of the DARAB hear and decide cases within its jurisdiction, summon witnesses, administer oaths, take testimony, issue subpoena ad testificandum or dosis tecum, issue writs of execution, and punish direct or indirect contempt. Provincial Agrarian Reform Adjudicators or PARAD has primary and exclusive jurisdiction to hear and decide agrarian disputes. Definition of agrarian disputes, Section 3D Carl, page 113 of Ungos book. Controversies relating to leasehold, tenancy, stewardship over lands devoted to agriculture. Disputes concerning farm workers' association, representation of persons in negotiating, fixing, maintaining, changing, or seeking to arrange terms or conditions of such tenurial arrangements. Specific matters over which Parada's jurisdiction, 16, page 114, i.e., ejectment of tenants, sale and redemption of agri-lands, review of leasehold rentals, and fixing of disturbance compensation, preliminary administrative determination of reasonable and just compensation, etc. Appeal from decisions of the Parad to the RAB within 15 days. Regional Agrarian Reform Adjudicators or RARAD. Executive Adjudicator in the region. Functions: admin supervision over PARAD including monitoring of cases, hearing and adjudication of agrarian disputes. Conduct hearing on the following: cases that can be handled by PARAD on account of inhibition, disqualification, or when there is no PARAD in locality. Complex and sensitive matters that decision would constitute precedent affecting regional interest. Preliminary determination of just compensation of lands valued at 10 million to 50 million. Conduct hearing on applications for the issuance of a writ of preliminary injunction or TRO and such other cases which the board may assign. The RAB has no jurisdiction over matters pertaining to ownership, over retention or exemption issues, over right-of-way issues, to identify and classify landholdings for agrarian reform coverage, over matters pertaining to identification and selection of beneficiaries. Judicial review, DAR to CA via petition for review on certiorari under Rule 43 of the Rules of Court. Frivolous or dilatory appeals, factual matter based on facts and circumstances, prerequisite to filing of a complaint before the DARAB, BARC certification stating that the dispute has been submitted to it for mediation and conciliation without any success, BARC certification not needed in judicial determination of just compensation. Special agrarian courts as jurisdiction only needed for cases filed before the DARAB. Remedy from an adverse ruling of the DAR. Appeal from decision of DAR. Petition review on certiorari under Rule 43 to CA within 15 days from notice. Appeal from decision of the RAB for just compensation. Petition original action to SAC within 15 days from receipt of adjudicator's decision. Appeal from decision of RTC acting as SAC. Petition. Appeal via petition for review under Rule 43 to CA within 15 days from receipt of notice of decision. Appeal from decision of CA. Petition, appeal by certiorari under Rule 45 to SC within 15 days from receipt of notice of decision. Appeal from decision of any ruling of DAR. Petition, petition for review to SC within 15 days from receipt of notice of decision. Appeal from decision of parad. Petition to the RAB within 15 days